Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Team Axle Stands. Unfortunately I haven't been able to get any good driving videos just yet. We're in lockdown again, so it makes it difficult to really go too far away from home. What I will do is I'll go through the costs. I guess the cost won't be so useful for everyone, but we'll go through the different pieces that I've gathered to put this together, and I'll cover off the prices, and then you can kind of search for those. The goal of this car was originally to do it for under 3,000 Aussie dollars, which is about 2.5, maybe even less, US dollars. So we've kind of had to hoard parts for a little while. I started off late last year, probably 6 months ago, of 6 months of hoarding parts before I actually started any of this. And actually the engine wasn't the first thing that I got. I actually got engine mounts and other various things first. So let's dive into it and we'll have a look at what we've got. Alright, so we'll start with the obvious items. The engine I got for $349 from a wrecker. I had to add on top of that the starter motor for $86 and the alternator for $79. That wrecker charged separately for all of them. So yeah, that's the total. We'll add the total there. I can't work it out in my head. The next one we got was the DC5 5-speed box, which is down there. This I was really lucky. They're rare here in Australia, and stumbled across it at a wrecker, and got it for $120. So absolute bargain. On top of that, we got the Flywheel for $30 out of the same car, and then I got a clutch which I got shipped from rockauto in the US for $246. You would have seen inside the engine I put a K20 oil pump and a 50-degree gear. They're from the same car that the gearbox came from, and again bargains. $19.20 for the oil pump and all the baffle and everything, and then $14.40 for the 50-degree gear. Other bits to fit it, I've got the CRV post mount here, and got that for $5. It's a real pain to get out at the wrecker, but if you want to save some money, that's a good way of doing it. This fitting kit I got for $100. That was the first thing I saw, and I'm like, oh, I've got to try it for that. It is very firm. They're like poly bushings are very firm, and I'm still, yeah, maybe I should have gone Hasport with that. They're a bit too much. Probably okay if you're only driving on the weekend like I'm going to, but yeah. Next after that is the shifter cables. They were $15. The shifter, that was $31. I then got some from the same car as the gearbox. I got the base model drive shafts, which you would have seen in one of my other videos. I swapped over the drive shaft inner joints, and they were $43.60. So I add that on. Throttle body adapter. So there's a throttle body and a throttle body adapter. The throttle body adapter I got for $36 off AliExpress. The throttle body, which is there, and the tensioner, which is there, was $172. Radiator hoses, well, I used the DC5 hose in the end, but the bottom one is the top one's a conversion hose. So I bought a pair of those hoses for $41 and only used one of them. So yeah, shifter bracket. So the hole in the firewall, you know, the grommet for that, the bracket to be able to bolt the shifter down on the floor. What else was there? And this temp adapter that I use for the temp sender. Those were all $68. ECU, I got the ECU from the USA off eBay. Because I went Ktuner, ECUs are heaps cheaper, another bonus for Ktuner. It's cheaper overall by far than the K Pro. I got that for $108 Australian from an RSX base model, I think, 05 or 06. Conversion harness I got from eBay for $85. Ktuner is the most expensive part for the car, I think. The Ktuner actual in ECU board cost me 578 Aussie dollars. So yeah, that's in the ECU. I can't really show you that. Headers, I got the whole exhaust and everything for $700. So that included the headers as well as the exhaust, and you saw me shorten that down. I got a fuel tank, so obviously I replaced that fuel tank there and put the EFI fuel tank in. That cost me $50, got that off Facebook Marketplace. Another one, on the advice of Brian from Hasport, is don't scrimp on the fuel pressure regulator. It's an important piece. I went AEM, and that was $186. The rest of the items are pretty much your little bits and pieces that you'll need, and I've tried to keep track of them. So I've got here fuel clamps. You can see a bunch of EFI fuel clamps, $20. I got electrical tape that I got from Car Builders, I think it was, website. Really good tape. Not sponsored, but I recommend it. I paid $19. I got 2 rolls of under bonnet loom and 2 rolls of inside loom, and didn't use it all, so yeah, plenty left over for that. I got hoses and a few more hoses and clamps, hoses for the heater hose, all these extra little bits of hoses that I needed for the fuel lines. That was $41. O2 sensor, I got one from a Accord Euro CL9, and it was $16 from the wrecker. I wasn't sure whether it was going to work. It seems to work fine. I had to repin it, but it seems to work fine, so I'm pretty happy about that. The other thing, so that was what I thought I could get away with. The other thing I had to do was to get this DC5 Radiator, and I got the DC5 Radiator for $150. Slightly tipped me over the $3,000 mark, I think. I also got these mounts here. Got those from AliExpress, I think, and they were like $5. So the other one, the intake, just a piece of stainless, 2.5-inch stainless, and a 2.5-inch joiner. They were $43 off eBay, $43. One other one that people spend money on that you don't necessarily have to is the clutch line. So I've bent up a clutch line that goes down here, and then put a bracket off the firewall there, and then run a clutch line that came off the D series down to the box. So no cost for that one. That's a freebie. I got this throttle body bracket off a V6 Accord. I don't know, it was like a late 90s Accord, and that was $5 from the wrecker. It is a cruise control one. You can see an extra spot there, but I'm not in it for looks, so that's fine. Lots of little bits that you don't really factor in when you first start the build that add up. But yeah, the grand total, I guess, would be somewhere, what are we looking at? It would be somewhere like 3,400 or something, so I slightly failed on the budget. But I guess for under 3,000 US dollars, so I changed the goalposts, I got the conversion done. So yeah, if you've got any questions, just put them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe. We've got more driving videos coming. Yeah, and let me know if you've got any questions or anything you want me to cover in a bit more detail. Cheers, guys.